Hello, today I'll unbox and test some unusual items with you. As usual, I hope we'll make some great discoveries and I suggest we get started right away. Let's go. So what do we have inside? Okay, well, some brochures, the invoice of course, and the items themselves are here. Yes, it's true that there are quite a few things. Let's start with this. It's supposed to be a transparent speaker. So I've been seeing this on social media for several years, and I've always wanted to see what it was like. However, I was expecting a much bigger product. In the photos, it looked like it was a speaker about this size, but as you can see, that's not possible given the size of the box. All right, let's open this together. Okay, so we have a user manual with a French version, a small microfiber cloth that will allow us to clean the speaker. That can actually be useful since it's transparent, and we have the product itself, which is right here. Oh, okay, well, as you can see, it's obviously transparent. So we have the two speakers right here, and on the back, there's something relatively discreet. Also a USB-C port to charge the speaker. And on top, we have different touch buttons, one for the light, another to adjust the volume, and another to turn it on or off. And finally, in the rest of the box, we obviously have the charging cable here, so it's USB to USB-C. It's simple, minimalist, stylish, everything I like. Now I just need to try it. Okay, so I just turned it on. As you can see, it's blinking white, so I guess I'll be able to connect my phone via Bluetooth. Yes, Ginkgo Mage speaker. Oh, okay, so the pairing happened right away. Can we turn on the light that's above? Yes, perfect. Well, you can't see it, but it's actually on, so we should test it in the dark. And now all I have left to do is play some music. We'll see how it performs in terms of power and quality. So royalty-free pop music, hoping it really is, otherwise it's going to be a problem. Pop rock, there we go, that's perfect, let's go. I'll try to turn up the volume. It's already at maximum. Okay. What did I do? I'll pause it. Okay. It wasn't at maximum before. Now it is. Okay. Well, it's not the best quality in the world, but honestly, I think it's really, really decent. And looking at the screen, I thought it looked like a tape, just like in the good old days. Honestly, the design is super cool, and I can totally see myself taking this outside when I go for a picnic or wherever. And even putting it somewhere on a piece of furniture on a shelf, it doesn't look out of place. So honestly, yeah, I really like it. For me, it's totally approved, so I'm going to try turning it off. However, the buttons aren't very responsive. There we go, perfect. Next, we have this product called Dunk and Egg. Dunk and Egg, Dunk and Egg. I can't get it, Dunk and Egg. Is it good like this? The concept is simple. It's a basketball hoop that attaches to your containers. When you want to crack eggs and separate the yolk from the white, let's see how it works. It's made of plastic, okay? So it's in two parts. Here we have the basket itself, and here the holder. Well, in terms of finish, it's low end. However, the fact that it's in two parts is actually pretty good. This way, you only need to remove and wash the basket, keeping this part clean. That's a good thing. All right, now all that's left is to check that it works, so I'm not going to beat around the bush. This kitchen accessory is really excellent. Just crack an egg and put it in the basket to separate the white from the yolk. It's simple, saves time, and is totally approved by me. We're sticking with the cooking theme, with the stir time here. The concept is super simple when you're making a recipe that needs to be stirred constantly. You place this electric utensil inside your pot or pan, and it will stir for you at the speed that suits best. It's an automatic stir meant to save time and keep things neat, though that depends on the user. I'm curious to see what it's made of. Since it makes me a bit nervous to put plastic in my pots, especially when it's boiling or really hot, I'm afraid it might melt. And obviously, plastic plus food isn't necessarily a good thing, so is the product really durable? That's really my question. And that's why I'm going to test it instead. Over several days with several dishes to really get a complete opinion. Because just doing a quick test for a few seconds won't show if it's really useful in the long run or not. So here we have the mixer, which has 3 legs with openings that will allow food or liquid to pass through. And also these kinds of little legs that will keep the food from getting stuck. Knowing that, as you can see, they're not all the same. And here we have the handle, which probably needs batteries. So I guess if we turn something around here, we'll be able to open it. Yeah, exactly. Ah, perfect. So we need 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we just have to fit the 2 parts together. Like this, and press the top button to start the device. And what's really convenient is that it's easy to remove and clean. All that's left is to test this in real conditions before I give my verdict. And indeed, it's super effective. You just have to place it in a saucepan or a frying pan and press the button that's on top of the handle. Knowing that there are several speeds available, so it's really convenient. So that's the positive part, however, from the first use. And after rinsing it, I noticed that there were little bits of plastic starting to come off, and honestly, that immediately put me off. It would be better if they made the item with a more durable material. For me, that's a deal breaker, so that's why I won't approve this item. So same thing, I saw this on TikTok and I thought it was beautiful. These are stickers that you put on your windows and they're supposed to create rainbows inside your home. Well, I was about to say inside your interior. Thanks, Alexandra Calves. Does that mean I can test this today? I don't know, because let's just say the lighting isn't direct. There you go. I don't have the sun coming in directly, so I don't know if it's going to work anyway or not. In my opinion, you still need some rays to hit the stickers. Listen, we'll try, we'll see. Well, it's pretty straightforward. We have the instructions in English right here, and we also have the instructions in French in the middle. There are several steps, and the stickers themselves seem to be attached here with pieces of tape, right? Oh no, but there's only one. Actually, I was convinced I bought a whole collection. I actually thought there were several, but no, there's only one. It's here. It's a joke. But wait, how much did I pay for a sticker like this? It's a joke. It costs 14 euros. So here's what the product poster looks like. As you can see in the first photo, there's a lady holding 5 in her hand, so I thought I would receive several. But actually, if I had read the title more carefully, it says sticker in the singular, so indeed there's only one, and this piece of paper costs 14.95 euros. I think the profit margin should be good, because we all know that a sticker, when you buy them by the hundreds for your business or whatever, costs nothing. What? It costs just a few cents, so I'm telling you right now, price-wise, it's really not worth it. I think you can find this anywhere for much cheaper. Let's go, let's try this. I'm going to try to find a ray of sunshine. So here it is, the sticker looks like this. All right, as you can see, I put myself in a room where there's a little ray of sunshine, so I hope this is going to work. And here's the effect it creates in the sink. So obviously you have to place it correctly to get the best possible effect. But we get a nice rainbow. Look at how it turns out on the wall. We have a kind of multicolored sun, and when it's positioned well, it can create beautiful rays, especially on the floor. Well, on the other hand, you really need a lot of sunlight, because otherwise, as you can see, it's pretty faint. Well, these stickers work perfectly. We've got rainbows. And by the way, as you know, there's this legend, this myth that says at the foot of these, you find gold. Well, the creators of these stickers actually found some... So this isn't a pizza box. It's a chess set inspired by the works of Keith Haring, who is a famous American artist. I think you've already seen his previous works since he's relatively well known. I think it's really original, so I'm excited to check it out with you. If it's high quality, what does it look like? First, I feel like the pieces are moving inside. It's normal with chess and checker sets. At least everything's packed, so that's good. And we even get a storage bag for the different pieces. And this one is made of fabric, so I'll remove the plastic with you. It's funny that some pieces are wrapped and some aren't. Oh no, I think it just slipped. Yeah, so the papers here were useless, sorry to tell you, but it's okay. The board itself looks like it's made of wood, and so do the pieces, except it's a rather light wood. I would say it's a kind of plywood, and unfortunately the board is already damaged. Well, I don't know if you'll see it on camera with the angle of the light, but here it's a bit dented, which is a bit of a shame. It's the same here, and on the back there's just the signature and brand name. The pieces, on the other hand, are painted on both sides. They're actually made of wood, so I'll place them and we'll see how it looks. It's fairly light, which is good for carrying. We also don't want it to weigh 2 tons. And actually, I just realized that I put some pieces the wrong way, because actually these are dogs that are barking, so you have to lay them flat like this. The knights are represented by 2 people, one on top of the other, and the rooks by a person with their arms in the air. I like the humorous side of the game, it's pretty nice. Here's the illustration for the bishops. Well, same thing, I'll put this one. And finally, of course, we have the king and the queen, and here's what the game looks like once it's completed. Honestly, I think it looks really beautiful. So the point of having an object like this is obviously the artistic side. Instead of having something a bit outdated, or let's say something soulless in the middle of your living room just gathering dust, here you'll have a piece that can catch the eye and is pleasant to look at least if you like this style of creation. So for me, it's completely approved. For now, it's my favorite item. This is the sweet moment of the video. These are mini cones filled with chocolate, just like when you eat ice creams, especially during the summer. These are cones, especially from the well-known Extreme brand. The best part is always the end. When you get to the tip with the chocolate inside, that's it. The problem is, it only lasts 2 seconds in your mouth and you have to go through another whole ice cream to enjoy it again. And some very clever people decided to simply create treats with just the tips of cones filled with chocolate. We know it'll be good, but how good? That's what we're going to find out together. Knowing that there's a lot of sugar inside, 42 grams in this 100-gram pack, so you shouldn't overdo it. Different flavors were available, like dark, milk, and white chocolate. I personally chose the milk one, simply because it's the most classic, and our cones are right here. I don't know why, but I thought it would be much smaller. But actually, it's pretty generous, and so we have our wafer with the chocolate inside. The idea is simple, but someone had to invent it. Now I just need to try it. I'm disappointed. I was expecting something much better, so I don't really know how to explain it to you. But I feel like it's lower quality than the bottom of the ice creams we usually eat. The chocolate tastes like the cheapest supermarket kind, very sugary and inexpensive. There aren't a lot of flavors. It's kind of, it's bland. And it doesn't have that magical feeling you get when you eat an ice cream cone. I'm not saying it's bad, it's just that personally I don't see myself buying this regularly. It's not really interesting. Actually, it's a shame, but that's how it is for me. It's not really approved. Next, I have this bowl, which is a whole symbol of a generation, since it's supposed to let us eat popcorn or cereal. All while looking at your phone with a built-in stand. There you go. So I know some people will be against it, but well, that's the reality. You have to deal with it. I think we don't have a choice. And if it's to watch my videos, honestly, it's actually a good thing. We obviously have quite a lot of cardboard. Okay, a honeycomb, that's to protect the bowl, and this last nest, and it's ceramic. Okay, well, that's actually a good thing. I was expecting a plastic bowl, to be honest with you, so the fact that it's at least this quality is a good thing. However, it sounds hollow. The concept is very simple. As you can see, we have space to put our cereal, our ingredients, and above that, a slot for the phone, right here. In this case, the object is really basic. It's not very complicated, and I hadn't noticed, but there is some writing on the front. Here for the snacks. Okay, but the finishing isn't amazing. I'm not sure if you can see on camera, but there are some spots here, which is a shame. Anyway, let's add some cereal. In terms of quantity, I don't think we'll have a problem. If you have a sweet tooth, it's great for popcorn. Now, let's check how it looks on the phone. Oh, I didn't place it right, don't worry. Okay, that's better now. Listen, actually, it's pretty good. The angle looks nice to me. If I eat cereal, I can look at it from a distance, but I can't pour milk or any liquid. Since it'll go directly on screen, it's great for those who enjoy streams, videos, and series. It's not groundbreaking, but it meets a need and some expectations, so it deserves to exist. It's approved, though they could have improved the finishing touches. And finally, we have the big box. So it's called Couch Console, and it's basically an anti-gravity meal tray. You can use it on the couch, in bed, or in the car. Why not? And it's supposed to help us avoid spilling things everywhere. In any case, for people who are a bit clumsy like me, who tend to knock things over and spill things, fruit juice, sodas, or crumbs from I don't know what, all over the place. This time it's supposed to save us. I can't wait to see what the product looks like. It's well packaged. It's a shame they used plastic. On the other hand, I don't really think it's necessary, but at least it won't get damaged. Oh, I got my thumb stuck when closing the box. I think I'm going to bleed now. There you go. Even when there's no cooking involved, I still manage to hurt myself during my videos. That's great. I'm so fed up with myself. So this is what our couch console looks like. As you can see, there's quite a lot of stuff inside. I suggest we check them out one by one, starting with the cup or can holder, which is right here. As you can see, it can move in different directions, kind of like a gyroscope. This is supposed to keep us from spilling our drinks. Here, we have a divider, so everything is removable, which is supposed to let us clean everything when needed. Here we have a relatively deep tray to put food in, like popcorn, cookies, peanuts. Here we have a USB-C port that's supposed to let us charge our phones or accessories. Once again, it can be pretty convenient, especially when you're using it on the go. Here we have a stand for your phone or tablet. On the other hand, it's barely tilted, so it's not the most convenient if you want to watch movies or television shows. And here we have a relatively large storage space with a bottom that has a somewhat unique texture, similar to what you often find in cars. And the USB cable connects right here, so actually there's no built-in battery. It's up to us to put our own battery inside. They should have included one in the console. It would have been more useful. This part can also flip over to become an armrest. That's useful on the couch if you don't already have one. I've covered everything about the product. Keep in mind that if you want, you can also buy accessories separately on their website to customize the console according to your needs. Alright, now I need to test this out in real conditions at home, but it seems pretty handy, especially if you're used to leaving things lying around on the couch. Honestly, there's little to say about the console cover. In terms of use, it's convenient. You can hide all your remotes, game controllers, and so on. You can fill the compartment with snacks. There's actually quite a lot of space, so for 2 people, it's perfect. And as for the drink, if you want to spill it, you really have to make a lot of effort. I have no complaints about it. I'm going to keep using it every day. So for me, it's totally approved. That's all for today. I hope you had a pleasant time with me. If you haven't yet, let me know in the comments which item you liked most. I'll see you soon for new adventures. Goodbye.